Hi everyone, welcome back to Let's Do Bonsai. Today we're going to start a series that is making bonsai from garden or nursery stock. So recently I've been to the nurseries a few times and I keep picking things up with the idea of turning it into bonsai. And I've got that many now. I was thinking, yeah, we've got a couple of things to dig up from the garden and we've got all this nursery stock. Let's do a bit of a series transforming nursery stock trees and plants into bonsai. So we've got a few things here on the patio at the front. Firstly, we've got this bloodgood acer, absolutely beautiful. That's going to go into the garden. It's going to go into the garden. It's going to be allowed to grow for at least, you know, a year or so, and then we'll start trying to take some air layers off it. We'll try and root some air layers or even root some cuttings and have a bloodgood bonsai, but I don't want to destroy it from the bottom. It's already a grafting at the bottom, so the bottom root stock is whatever it is, God knows, but from there upwards it's all bloodgood acer. So yeah, we'll have good things to come from that. We have this, which is a, if I can see the title of it again, it's a bush. It's a callistemon citrus bush, and if you can see in there's a decent trunk that we can work with, so we'll be pulling that out and making that into a bonsai. And then we have another citrus effect thing, a lemon beauty. It's a, can I see the sticker, a Lonicera or Lonicera lemon beauty, and there's lots of interesting growth on that. Nice decent sized trunk to start with. It's a bit of a twin trunk, so we might end up splitting that, but we'll see when we get it out of its pot. Then we've got this multi-trunk ilex crenata. It's a dark green bush. You can see it's lots of berries growing on that, so that's going to be interesting to work with. It's got some real interesting trunk movement in there, so we'll have that to work with. But today you can see the spade is already in position. We're going to dig up this twisted hazel. It's a contorta type species. You can see in there it's got a decent sized trunk. We've had this tree for maybe 15 years or so. We brought it to the new house from the old house and it hasn't really done a great deal, so let's get it dug up. We're going to replace it with something. We're not sure what yet, but we'll get it dug out and start it on its journey. Doesn't look like it's put much root down, does it? Got to be one of the easiest trees I've ever dug up. Simple. Wish they were all that easy. So we've got it out. Pete's just checking the situation out, making sure everything's okay with the roots and the tree. Yeah, I think he's giving it the seal of approval. But we've actually got two for the price of one here. We've got an ash type tree, a rowan or something, that's come out with it. So we'll probably get that into its own pot as well and do something with that. But we'll just see what we can find that's big enough to hold this twisted hazel and get it into its own little pot. So we've managed to get the tree out. That came out very easily. There's lots of nice interesting branching and roots going on down here. So what we're going to do for now is we're just going to get this potted up with some extra soil in there, and we'll just let that, you know, sit and grow for however long before we start training it and doing a bit of something. Just plain multi-purpose compost going in here. Just push it into the roots. Hide these roots away from the root master there. He's probably already looking to see if he can get in and devour some of these roots. So we just push it in, make it so it's in and around the roots nicely. Fingers for chopsticks this time. It's going in quite well. It's a nice temporary pot that I've pulled out of Kay's greenhouse. I'm sure I'll be popular when she sees that I've got it. Do for now. Now we do have this ash, this rowan ash thing. In fact, it's got this great big taproot that shoots straight down. We are going to end up having to take that off eventually anyway, so up the top here there's a number of roots that are coming off, so I'm going to take it to the third root down and just take the rest of that taproot off, so it'll have all this left to live on. So what we need to do is get it into a pot. I think this root was starting to die back, so we'll just trim that back ever so slightly and see. So I've returned with this wooden looking pot. It's actually stone. No, there's no description on the bottom. Made in Milton Keynes apparently, but it's a nice looking pot, and it will do just to get this little fella planted in and allow it to carry on its life. So we'll just get a bit of soil into this pot. We'll have to repurpose this compost soil after, because we're not going to use all the beneficial stuff that's in there to its potential. We'll just get that sat in there and get some soil around it. That's not too bad. We might have to put a stone or something on top of this one just to keep it settled for now, and we'll have to water them both just to make sure that they're nice and happy. But they'll sit in there for as long as we need them to, while we move on with our garden and nursery stock trees. I think we've picked a lovely one here, this twisted hazel, the contorta tree, and I think it'll probably lend itself quite well to bonsai with its natural contorted branches, you know, twisting. The only thing with that is obviously you will get a lot of crossing and interfering branches as a result, but maybe, you know, it'll have to be a design made specifically for the contorta tree. But no, we've had that for a good number of years, and then this one must have been growing behind it for at least 5 years, I would say, but it's been shaded out at the back, so it's done well to live to, you know, how it is. So let's get them watered. So they're watered in. The soil isn't as free draining as you can see, but it will soak through and get into the bottom of the pot and drain out of the bottom holes. So we'll leave them alone for now, and I think what we'll have to do for the rest of the day is do what I was meant to be doing, and that's planting Kay's plants around the garden. There's some pots due to go in, and no sooner as she asked me to do that, I'm digging up trees, replanting them, and trying to start new bonsai stuff. So that'll do it for this one. This will be part 1, and part 2 will actually be starting one of these trees off. If you'd like to try and help me decide which one to do first, then feel free to comment below. If you're not really bothered, then just leave it to me, and we'll get one chosen as well. I will just show you a pre-bonsai contorta, and this is a willow contorta. This was a cutting taken from my daughter's garden, and it was only a whip of a cutting that I just sneaked off the tree that she's got in the back garden, and it's absolutely shot up and all this growth on it. So we've got some choices. We've got the ones that we've already looked at. We've got the contorted willow. We've got a cotoneaster that I got from a nursery there. There's a Picea glauca that we got from a nursery that could probably do with sorting out. It's one that I've kept saying I'm going to do, but that was from a nursery. So if we leave it at that, and we'll choose from one of those, and then we'll start the series, but we will do them all by the end. Before I go on to wrap up and say my goodbyes, I just must say a special thank you to my good friend Tom Novak, who is from the channel Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. As I've said before, don't be illusioned by the title. It's not just for seniors, it's for everybody. The information that Tom's got, the experience that Tom's got is phenomenal, and there's something we can all learn from Tom. So keep up the good work, Tom. Tom, I received a message from a package from yesterday. We got a nice pack of tea bags, cardamom special brew tea. So I've already sampled some of that, and that was very nice, thank you. I had it black. I don't normally take my tea black, but the instructions on the back were to add just the hot boiling water. So that was nice, thank you, Tom. He's also sent me some tea brews. You'll have seen this on Tom's channel. He advocates using the tea brews, compost tea. I tried to get the demo kit from Extreme Gardening. They're in America, and unfortunately they don't ship out to the UK for the sample kit. So I was a little bit, disappointed with that. And Tom, being the great guy that he is, has got me a tea brews kit. There's 4 individual packs in here, 2 tea brew pouches and 2 microbe food packs. So we'll probably investigate this a bit more and do a separate video on this stuff. But if you go to Tom's channel, Clip and Grow Bonsai for Seniors, there'll be a link to it down below. He's using this all the time, and he absolutely swears by it. They kindly sent him some free ones the other day, which so they should, but he has no problem in buying it because he knows the product works and he believes in the product. So hopefully I'll be saying the same. I do know that I can get this extreme gardening stuff from the hydroponics stores locally, so that's probably where I'll get some in the future if this works for me. Also, Tom kindly sent some lovely little figurines which we'll be able to use in our plantings going forward. Two lovely little bunnies there. I'm sure we can find them at home on a tree. We got like a beach mud hut there, very nice, very pretty. A duck, a crazy duck. A bridge, that will definitely come in useful. I'm sure we can find a use for that on a planting somewhere. And this very interesting tower. So thank you very much, Tom. You're too kind, you're too good. Thank you so much. So that's going to do it from me here at Let's Do Bonsai. Make the best of the rest of your day. Have a great day. If it is the end of your day, have a great tomorrow. If you go outside, try to wear a mask if you can. Be kind to others, animals and the planet. And as always, I'll see you again in the next video.